Okay, and joining me now on Newsfighters is our old mate, our sports correspondent and special reporter, Stefan Pazur. How are you going, Stefan?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, I was going to have you on to talk about the Olympics, but due to, I'm a bit worried that with the AI that scans podcasts and takes them down due to rights issues, that we should call it instead the famous major international multi-sport quadrennial event currently being held in Tokyo. Is that all right? Because we don't have the rights to call it the O word. So
I'm happy to say multi-sport quadrennial event, but I'm not saying quadrennial properly.
Okay, that's right. We can just call it the big sporting event in Tokyo, multi-sport event in Tokyo or something.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Multi-sport event, sure.
Anyway, it's been a fantastic sporting event so far. Look, so many great moments to remember, like just fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I'd take this opportunity now to play a clip of one of my favorite events from the game so far. Okay, have a listen.
This clip unavailable due to rights issues.
Oh, wasn't that a classic moment? Wasn't that? That was my personal favorite moment. What was yours, Stefan?
I would say in the opening ceremony when those two characters were acting out the signs for all the sports.
Oh yes. Do you have a clip? Will we play a clip of it?
Yeah, let's have a look at it right now.
This clip unavailable due to rights issues.
Oh, that was a great classic memory, wasn't it? Classic memory.
But don't you just love it? They were so efficient. They were so quick on their feet.
They were great, and they were actually they were called Hiro-pon. They were a YouTube comedy duo who did those pictograms at the opening ceremony. And given Brisbane,
really?
Yeah, a YouTube comedy team. So I'm look forward for the Brisbane Olympics. Maybe we'll have like Auntie Donna doing like Christmas pudding memes, or maybe we'll have Friendly Geordies getting shot by the anti-terrorist police.
I wouldn't mind having the Bondi hipsters.
Except they're not very Brisbane, though.
Doesn't matter. They're coasty.
On to the opening ceremony. And the concept for the opening ceremony this year was United by Emotion. And definitely the emotion I experienced was boredom, as it went for over 4 hours. Now, what were your highlights from the opening ceremony?
The drones was pretty good.
Yes, the drones made a map of the world, which was very impressive.
Yeah. Apparently there were 1,800 drones that made a map of the world, which looked like a bunch of UFOs to the unsuspected trendy Tokyo residents from our UFO spotting meetup group on a night out looking for UFOs.
Really? I'm sure they would have been like, it was right over the Olympic Stadium. They weren't like, UFOs are invading the Olympics.
Anyway.
And there was a lot of traditional Japanese art and craft on display. They had kabuki dancers. They had Edo-era craftspeople and traditional dress. But for me, if they really wanted to represent and symbolize Japan, they should have had what Japan is most famous for, and some dancing vending machines.
It would have probably been too hot
to have
the performance
costumes. Yeah. And then who lit the cauldron?
It was tennis star Naomi Osaka. She lit the cauldron.
Yes, and how'd she go in the Olympics? Good?
Well, she left the competition because she lost a match in tennis. So her Olympics career was rather short in this. Appearance was rather short at these games.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Which brings me to Ash Barty was also knocked out of the tennis in the singles, but she did manage to win the bronze in the mixed doubles with John Peers by doing my favourite thing, which is winning by default when the other team pulled out. So I think that's an Olympic sport I could win at and we could all get behind. Turning up.
That's right. I don't know why Djokovic freaked out.
I don't know,
several rackets and then claiming injury afterwards.
It works for us. Ash Barty and John Peers were like, yes. I don't know who John Peers is, but he's definitely picked the right ticket so far.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that they would have preferred to have played the match.
True.
Rather than having it given to them like that.
Also on the results, we had Australian Logan Martin won gold in the BMX freestyle after he built a training arena in his backyard to do his BMX flips during COVID, because a lot of athletes couldn't train during COVID. But yet, shooters and archers weren't, shooters weren't allowed to set up shooting ranges in their backyards. So this is just biased against shooters, I think.
It is. They should be allowed to set up that stuff at their own backyard. But instead of shooting real bullets, they can try using blanks. No one knows.
You can't
training.
practice your aim if you're just shooting blanks.
That's right. They have to imagine they hit the target.
There you go.
Poor buggers.
Perfect. Also in the results, in equestrian, Australian Andrew Hoy, won silver at age 62, proving that, there is hope for any of us yet. Even, just because you're reaching the age where you can go on the pension, you can still be winning gold medals for Australia, or silver medals for Australia, damn it, right?
That's true. Well, it's good on him that he can actually do that at that age to be on a horse.
Yeah.
Not many can do that. He must be definitely doing some kind of like core strengthening exercises.
Yes.
Or work at the gym, because the BMX rider, he went to the gym as well every day.
Really?
To perform well on that bike. So for example, Logan went 3 hours to the gym, did an hour sort of running per day, then 3 hours doing stunts on his ramps. So most likely, Andrew did something similar. Core strengthening exercises.
You're ruining my dreams, Stefan. I want to be able to get on a horse at age 60 for the first time and win some damn medals. That's what I want to do.
Well, my uncle still goes on his push bike, and he's in his 70s, so
he better be winning some medals in Paris.
But yeah, I would say so. But you ride bikes now, so you're good to go on the BMX track soon.
Exactly.
You're just going to build one up in your apartment house. I don't know how you're going to do that, but you can. Anything's possible.
Also in results, in the high jump, Qatar and Italy decided to share the gold medal instead of doing a playoff for it. Now, I think this sends exactly the wrong messages to children.
You think so?
The world is competitive. You have to fight to the death if you want the gold medal, not just let your mate have half of it.
Well, it can be a bit harsh, though. You can have a bunch of kids crying.
As I've been watching some of the coverage, but one of my favorite things about this Olympics is just how short some of the sports are, some of the matches. Like I watched some rugby sevens. They're 7-minute halves. Like, this is a great game of rugby. It's 14 minutes long. And then I watched the 3-on-3, the 3x3 basketball, as they say. It's a 10-minute game. It's great. I think it's because, the broadcasters want shorter events so they can show more ads. And then even, the 100 meters, I was like, that only goes for 10 seconds. And, I'm sure the TV broadcasters were like, that's too long. Can we put an ad break in the middle? How about the 10-meter dash? Channel 7 would love to put a Optus ad in the middle of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, just whack it in there.
And I'm loving the team names. If you're not familiar with Australian team names, I think you'd be very confused, because they'll come on and they'll be like, tonight we've got the Boomers, the Matildas, the Hockeyroos, the Opals, the Stingers. It's like,
yeah.
What the hell is this about? What sport is which? I mean, the Boomers are just, what's the Boomers play?
Know.
Do they just buy investment properties? Is that the game they play?
Probably. The divers could easily be called the backflippers.
Backflippers is also the New South Wales government fighting the Delta strain.
Yeah, apparently so.
What other names do you like?
The dole jumper.
What's the dole jumper do?
Those big things where the athletes run onto with a stick. They jump on the stick to put them upwards. Catapult.
Pole vaulting.
Yeah, that hasn't been shown yet, actually. I don't think it's been out yet.
What would that team? And so, what would that team be called?
The pole jumpers.
They're the team of pole vaulters, and they're called the pole jumpers.
I suppose I'm just trying to think what animals in the wild would use a stick. It would be a monkeys when using a stick to go into the ant's nest to get ants out.
God, that's a good question. I've never seen an animal really. Oh, a dog uses a stick. A dog chases a stick.
So those pole jumpers could be called the dog sticks.
And what about athletics? Would the athletic players have any fun names?
Yeah, I suppose you could go a bit silly and go the streakers.
Which brings me to my next point. Very famous rising young athlete, Peter Boll, came very, very close to winning a medal in the 800 metres. He came 4th, but Australia's best result on the track in a long time in the 800 metres. But my theory is he hasn't got the whole nation behind him yet. He's not winning the medals because he hasn't got a good enough nickname. Now, Channel 7 tried Super Bowl, as in Super Bowl. I like that. But what are some other ones we could have to get the nation behind Peter Boll here? I was thinking of Boll Isamo. Like good in Italian, or speeding bullet?
I do. The lightning bolt.
Okay.
Or the Aussie bolt.
The Aussie Bolt. There you go.
Yes.
I mean, Usain Bolt
That sounds
may have...
good.
Usain Bolt was called Bolt, so it's tricky.
The Aussie bolt or the Aussie lightning bolt? Or the kangaroo bolt?
Lightning Bowl?
The master bolt?
Yes. Dead Bolt? Dead Bowl? No, that doesn't. No, that doesn't work.
The reinforced bolt.
I hear the Australian athletes have been in trouble on their way home back to Australia to go into quarantine. What have you heard about this?
Yeah, a booze fest took place on a return flight to Sydney by both the rugby sevens and Socceroo players.
Ooh.
Causing chaos and terror for the Japanese flight crew.
Well, not since David Boone has there been so much interest in our sportsmen drinking on a plane. Now, 2 of our Olympic teams are feeling the heat after a rowdy ride back from Tokyo.
Several unknown players could not control their alcohol intake, went overboard and a tad too excited. One of the players, I'm not sure who or which one, ended up blocking the airplane toilets with vomits. If that's an example of a rite of passage, then the rite of passage belongs to the cleaning crew who have to unblock the airplane toilet full of vomit gunk smelling like vodka and stomach acids.
They deserve the real gold medal here. Our cleaning crews.
They do.
In their defence, the Australians probably said, we're Australians, what do you expect?
Maybe.
Australian sporting teams misbehaving on a plane and drinking too much? Hold the front page. Whoever thought this was going to happen?
I definitely didn't.
And what sport would you see yourself playing in the Olympics if you want to qualify for, Brisbane or Los Angeles or Paris?
Sure, if I was 16, I'd be doing pole vaulting or a high jump or rock climbing or skateboarding. Definitely skateboarding. I do a bit of skateboarding myself.
Oh yeah. How did you like watching the skateboarding so far? Because to me it looked like they just were falling downstairs. That is an Olympic sport I could do, but I would need a lot of physio afterwards.
Yeah, and you need falling downstairs to be classified as an Olympic sport. It was good to see the skateboarding.
Yes. Well, I'm saying a lot of the bad skateboarders were just falling downstairs. So I could do that sport, but I wouldn't win at it. I wouldn't win at skateboarding. But falling downstairs, however, yeah, I could be a real mental hope in that. Get a few bourbons into me. Woo!
The rock climbing was good. I didn't expect to see rock climbing as a sport at all.
I didn't see any of the rock climbing. Is it timed? Is it a race up the? Do they race up a rock face like a little ant? Is that the idea?
They do. They race up and press a buzzer.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, yeah, I was like, whoa, this is different. Different in a good way. But the last time I did rock climbing, I couldn't go to the bathroom for 1 week.
Why?
My bum muscles just got stretched.
All right, Stefan, great to catch up with you to talk about the famous major international multi-sport quadrennial event happening in Tokyo at the moment. Let's talk soon. Good to see you, mate.
See you soon, mate.
Thanks for coming on. Cheers. Bye.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
News Fighters, Australia's funniest news summary podcast.